Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dear Chiquis. This weekly podcast is a chance for me to connect with you guys personally and directly. It's a place where I can weigh in on your questions about whatever you're going through, whether it's a breakup, a new marriage, or maybe you're having issues with your best friend. These are my thoughts and opinions, and I'm happy to share them with you. So without further ado, let's listen to the first question. This question is from Michelle.
Hi, Chiquis. So I separated from baby daddy when my baby was 1 year old, and 8 months later, I met the love of my life. So I want to know, how soon is too soon to move on? We've been talking about marriage and buying a house together, something that baby daddy didn't want. He didn't want a family, and this new guy is family oriented, and that's all I wanted.
Well, Michelle, thank you first of all for your question. I have to be honest. I think I am the last person to say that you should wait because I'm very much a relationship type of girl. So I have jumped fairly quickly into next relationships. It could be good, it could be bad. But I'm here to tell you, if this person, this guy is giving you what you've always wanted, no one should tell you it's too soon. If that's what you feel in the moment, that you want to move in with him, that you guys want to get married, that's your prerogative. I know people that met on the internet, they met each other 2 weeks later, they are pregnant and they're still together and they have 2 or 3 kids. It's just like, nadie te puede decir que está bien o lo que está mal. I think that if you feel comfortable and he's giving you everything that your baby daddy didn't, then I say go for it. Whether it's been a month, 8 months, or a year, whatever's going to make you happy, because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to be happy. And if this guy's doing it, adelante, mijita. Yo sí te apoyo. La neta que sí. Next, we have a question from Leticia.
Hey, Chiquis. I have a quick question. So I've been with my husband for 5 years, and I've gotten to a point where I can go a week without having any sexual relationships, and I'm fine. Like, I don't crave any sexual activities. And I know it's not because I don't love my husband, because I love him. I feel like he's the love of my life. I find him so attractive. I've just gotten to that point where I don't really crave or care for sexual relationships. And I guess it bothers me because the first years we were together, we would literally have sex like every day, nonstop. And it makes me feel bad because I feel like giving that I don't want to be with you, I'm not attracted to you vibes. I just need some advice or some recommendations. And again, thank you very much for listening.
Leticia, first of all, I want to tell you not to feel bad for what you're feeling. As women, we have so much pressure from the world, from society, our hormones. That's one thing. I don't know how old you are, but I'm telling you from personal experiences that I have also gone through that, where I'm okay with not having sex for a while. And it's because as women, we crave a different type of intimacy with our partner. We're okay with laying with them in bed and watching a movie. That makes us happy, that fulfills us. And a guy it's different. You know what I mean? So that's where we have to kind of find the balance. When I started getting hormone therapy, I was very deficient in testosterone. So as soon as I started getting that, I started kind of balancing that out and craving sex a little bit more and, TMI, but getting a little bit more wet down there, It has a lot to do with age. It has a lot to do with hormones. Again, it's a lot being a woman and cleaning the house and everything. Sometimes we're just tired. But my recommendation is getting your hormones checked. That can also help very much. Also, relationships change con el tiempo, like you guys said, you had a lot of sex in the beginning. And then just with time, we do get a little bit comfortable in our relationship. And that could be a good thing. And it can also be a bad thing. So I think what you should do is maybe try new things, because a man does need sex way more often than us women. And if you want to be happy in that relationship, I think it's important for you and for it to be long lasting to communicate that with your partner and find different things. Maybe implement a vibrator. Honestly, that's one thing I started doing it and I really enjoy it. And so does he. Try new things. Go to the sex store together. There's cool lubricants, así de sabor, that you could put places and he can lick and you can lick. And I think it's just being open and saying, hey, something's going on here. Let me go get this checked. But also, what can we do different? You know what I mean? So, girl, you're not the only one. I think a lot of women are going to understand you on this one. So don't feel bad. Te mando un abrazo, and I am sending you sexy, sexual vibes, mama. Up next, we have a question that was submitted anonymously. My producers tell me it's a question that deals with sexual abuse, so I just want to let you guys know in case it's triggering. We're going to press play and get into the question now.
Hi, Chiquis. I was just wondering, how is it that you were able to get over the sexual abuse and your sister and your aunt? Just because I went through it and I'm doing fine, and my two little girls also pasaron por lo mismo. The youngest one is having a lot of problems. I'm to the point where I don't know what to do. She gets so much anxiety, depression. I don't know how to help her. Can you help me? What did you do? How'd you do it? We tried therapy. We've tried church. We've tried so many things, and it hasn't worked. And I know she has to want it. And that's the thing. I don't know if she wants it.
Man, guys, this is a subject that is very important to me because of what I've gone through, being sexually abused by my dad. And it happens a lot more often than we know. And that's why it's so important. This is just my opinion, for you to speak to your children about sex and about their body parts early on so that we can catch this, sooner rather than later. Look, I think it's difficult because I think what really helped me was the fact that my mom supported me and never questioned me. She believed me right away. And I'm glad that she has you, your daughter, both your daughters. And I'm so sorry, first of all, to hear about this. It's not something that's easy, and it's going to take some time to heal. It's going to be something, as you know, because you also went through it. It's something that you start just getting used to living with, And I think what helped me was, because I did church and it helped me, but I also kind of felt dirty in a way for a long time, less valuable for a long time. And I think as you get older, you start realizing, okay, if God, quote unquote, allowed this to happen to me, it's because I can be a voice for other people. I can help other people. I think maybe try going the route of this happened. And that's one thing my mom did. She never allowed me to victimize myself or feel sorry for myself for what had happened. She was always like, okay, this happened. We got to move on. Only God knows why. And you can be a voice in this world and help other people that have gone through it. And that changed everything for me. And I think if you speak to your daughter in that way and say, okay, like maybe you can become a psychologist to help other people through this. When you turn your pain and what you went through into a way of helping other people, it makes you feel a little bit better about what you went through. So that's what helped me. That's one of the things that just changed my entire perspective was, okay, this happened. Now, how can I help other people? I don't know how old your daughter is. I wish I can give her a hug and speak to her. And I don't know. I mean, I would love to do that. But that's the best advice I can give you. If you guys keep with therapy, it's very important. Therapy for me is like one of the biggest, I'm a huge advocate for therapy. So the more she does, life coaching as well as she gets older. But I think try speaking to her in that way. How are we going to help other people? What are we going to do? Even if it's in our small community o como sea, pero para poder ayudar a otra persona. And I hope that helps. I'm sending you all a big hug and thank you for your question and for being vulnerable and sharing that with me, with us. And yeah, hopefully I can meet your daughter and give her a hug. Thank you so much for your question. And you guys, thank you so much for these questions. A reminder to all my listeners that these are my thoughts and opinions on the questions that you are submitting. I encourage everyone to seek help from a professional if you're suffering an issue or hardship that requires immediate attention. You can submit your questions at speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast. And you might just hear it on this podcast. Dear Chiquis is a production of iHeart's My Cultura podcast network. For more of your favorite shows, visit myculturapodcast.com and follow us on YouTube. Thanks again, guys. Les mando muchos besos.